Chair thanks the gentleman. The chair now recognizes Representative Hoyle.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Richardson, for joining us today. I represent the central and south coast of Oregon, very beautiful place, and my constituents have been pummeled by increasingly severe weather due to climate change. So whether it's fire or floods or heat domes or ice storm, these extreme weather events that we have not experienced before make it so that my communities and constituents had suffered greatly, and they aren't prepared. So I will echo my colleague, Mr. Garamendi, and my colleague from Pennsylvania in stressing the importance of the BRIC grant program. Because I agree with you. We have to make sure our tax dollars are used efficiently and well and not in a wasteful manner. But like Port Orford, this is a coastal rural community in Curry County, Oregon, that just had millions of dollars for water infrastructure upgrades eliminated, even though they had already been allocated. So they have to stop this project. That's not a bus stop. That's not DEI. This is absolutely critical. So I would I'd love to work with you to see how we can move forward, because now they're in limbo and there's just no other way for them to go forward without federal assistance. And I also would like to express my gratitude because last night FEMA approved public assistance of $9 million to address public infrastructure for damage that happens because of floods. But there's hundreds of families who are still waiting for federal support to put their lives back together. These people were advised not to get flood insurance because the areas had never flooded before. So the personal assistance, and even though it's like $800 to $2,000, my community, these communities are almost $20,000 less than the median income. That $800 to $2,000 make all the difference in the world for them to get their lives back on track. So we still have, I don't want to play a blame game. There is no administration that has handled FEMA well, none. It is inefficient. You have people that are traumatized that have to go through bureaucratic processes. I still have 200 people upriver from me that are out of their homes from the 2020 Labor Day fires. We are waiting for reimbursement from FEMA from 2020, 2021, and every year since then. And the process is bureaucratic. We're so worried about someone not stealing a penny that we make these traumatized people go through too much. So again, would love to work with you on how we can have this be more efficient and get aid directly to people and those tax dollars working. So I have two questions. It's been over 2 months since Oregon requested a disaster declaration for these floods. When can families expect a decision on individual assistance? And secondly, is FEMA still considering changes to the public assistance thresholds that would cut off support disasters like our floods in Oregon? Because that doesn't look like reform. It looks like an action that's gonna punch people while they're down. So those are my two questions.
So thank you for the questions. And flooding, by the way, is, as you know, the most costly disaster that we have. Regarding the first question, which is, could you just summarize the two questions? I'm going to jot them down real quick.
So, first question, how do we track and when can we expect a decision on individual assistance? We got the public assistance, but this individual assistance might, in the scope of a federal budget, look small, but it's massive, right. Massive to my communities.
So all the declarations have been cleared. I was briefed on that this morning, so they're all cleared at this point.
So even for the individual assistance?
Yeah, I believe so, but I was briefed on it this morning, so I do believe that they were cleared yesterday.
And then, is FEMA still considering changes to the public assistance threshold that would cut off support for disasters like our floods, our fires, the ice storms? I mean, these are not things we have suffered from before, and they're kind of smaller areas, so we oftentimes just get overlooked.
So and I understand the question. As we currently stand, they remain the same. However, the future of FEMA is going to be determined by the council. So that would be forthcoming depending on what the council decides to recommend to the president.
Okay? And then finally, I will just say again, please do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Do not eliminate and completely take out the BRIC programs, because they're really, really important work that's done, and we need those dollars. I get that we can disagree, or you can say that you don't think this is the way money should be spent, but water infrastructure and resilience are critical, and that is something in a bipartisan way we should agree that our federal dollars should be pointed towards. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chair